Hi everyone! Today I'm going to do a fun look for Valentine's Day or for tomorrow if you're just not into Valentine's Day. But I really wanted to use this Too Faced Gummy Bear palette and I wanted to wear something pink and I wanted to do something fun. So whether you're into Valentine's or not, I think this would be a fun look. And let's get into it. If you're new to my channel, I like doing lots of makeup and I like doing art and I like to display those things here on YouTube and on Instagram. I've only started a couple of months ago and I'm trying to slowly start produce more videos and more content. I like a lot of high-end and luxury products, but I also dabble in a bit of drugstore from time to time. And I like to create fun looks and have fun with makeup. So if you're into that, please subscribe and otherwise like this video if you do like this, and let's get into the look. I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. You only need such a small amount of this. I always take way too much, but then I take the excess and put it underneath my eyes because I like to do both above and underneath my eyes at the same time. Then I take the excess on my nose because this is actually an oil control primer, and since your nose gets very oily and the foundation doesn't stick very well, I feel like this helps. So now that's blended out and wow, I look a lot more awake now. What do you think of my little buns, by the way? I was inspired by Chibi Sailor Moon. Okay, let's get into the Gummy Bear palette. I chose this one because it has these fun red and pink shades, and you can also use the blush as an eyeshadow, so I think that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to keep it relatively simple and then just add some bright lip and a lot of lashes, and then, you know, don't make it too complicated when you don't need to. I'm taking this blender brush from Tapered Blender from a Boozy Shop. It's a Dutch retailer. And I'm going into the blush, which is called Cinnamon Bear. And I'm taking that into the crease. You see, for a blush, this is quite pigmented. So it works out fine. Wait, let me zoom you in a little bit. Then maybe you can see what I'm doing. I like to build up my eyeshadow pretty high because I have hooded eyes. So even the deepest shade I like to take above the crease, otherwise you don't see it. So are you guys doing anything fun tomorrow or today? I'm probably uploading this when it's Valentine's Day here in the Netherlands. I've been sick for the past couple of days and I'm only starting to get better now, and I really didn't have any chance to go to the store and buy something nice. And of course all the stores are mostly closed here. So we're not really doing anything special. In fact, my boyfriend's parents are coming over. So many would call that the least romantic thing possible. I like them, so it's okay, but still. It's always my birthday 2 days after, and I'm much more excited for that. As a child, I would pretend I got Valentine's Day cards a couple of days too late, but they were always birthday cards, and now I don't even get birthday cards anymore. Which is fine. So I'm also taking this blush underneath my eyes. And it doesn't matter if I take it out a little bit too far because I'm going to put foundation right next to it. But also I like this kind of pink eye, super wide-eyed look. I think that's kind of cool. So now I'm taking this small pencil brush by Too Faced and I'm going into the red, I think. And with this I'm going to deep everything up. So I'm taking it all the way through the crease or like I said, a little bit above it. And I'm taking it in the outer corner and winging it out. Just like that. And then I'm also taking it a little bit tighter underneath the lower lash line. Mainly on the outside, but blending it in a little bit. And then I have to take note, especially here, to make sure that I blend things high enough, because that always drops a little bit, and otherwise you get a weird V shape when I want a little bow shape. So this year for my birthday I'm receiving, if I'm lucky, the Pat McGrath Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2, which is my first Pat McGrath palette. And it has a lot of pinks. I'm sure you're aware of what it looks like. And I was hoping that it would maybe arrive a little bit early, so that I could do a Valentine's Day look with it. Because I actually don't own that much red and pink eyeshadow palettes. But I wanted to do something of a look with them. And I do really like those colors. But of course, since it's coming from the States, it's not even in Europe yet, I'm sure. Okay, so I took it out pretty far. This is going to be a little bit more dramatic than I originally planned. And I'm going to take no additional product on my blender brush and mainly focus on the edges. And with little circular motions, I'm blending out the blush and the red shade. Okay, I think we're going to deepen it up just a little bit more, and for that I'm taking this purple shade right there. And I'm mainly focusing that in my outer corner. But I'm also taking it in the crease a little bit. I'm not sure if this is actually deepening it up at all. Okay, now let's put something on the lid. I'm thinking, I don't know, I really like this light pink color here, Cereal Milk. But it's a matte, and I usually don't do all matte eyes, but we could try it out. See if it works. So I'm taking this big blender packing brush from Too Faced, and I'm going into Cereal Milk. And let's see if we can make it work. It's not that different from my skin tone, I think. In real life there's definitely a difference. I don't know. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of glitter underneath the tear duct and in the inner corner. I can't help myself. And I'm going into cinnamon sugar right here. The thing is, this is a little bit dark. So that's why I wanted to use the other shade, but oh well. This is a pretty shade though. I'm going to add just a little bit of shimmer on the lid as well. And for that I'm going into Pop of Chili. I'm going to add that between the lightest and the darkest shade. So in the center of my eye. Maybe if you did a proper cut crease, then the lighter shade would work. And then to finish up the lids, look at the fallout. I'm going into cinnamon sugar again. I'm also putting this at the inside of the lid. It just works better this way. That's better. Now I'm going to zoom you out a little bit again and... Oh wait, we're not done. I wanted to add this new LA Girl Pastel Dream eyeliner I recently bought. I have two shades. And I'm going to use the pink one. I'm going to line my waterline with this. Just brightens it up a little bit. These are pretty good eyeliners. So I'm going to skip you through the next part, which will be adding some mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. So I'm back. I added some lashes. I don't know where they're from. They're from my local drugstore and they're sort of brandless. But I like them. They're just a little bit of a pain to apply. So let's get into the face makeup. I thought, let's do something fun, and I'm also going to do this on my birthday, but February is my month, so I'm allowed to, I think. I'm just going to use my favorite products. I have them mainly in this makeup bag. This is my daily bag. And I just select the things I like most at that time and I put them in this bag, and then I try to use them up a little bit. And so that's the products I'm going to use. So for primer, I'm going to use my current favorite, which is the Tonymoly Egg Pore Primer. If you've seen any of my videos before, you've probably seen this product come by. It smells very nice. It smells almost like lemon pie. It sort of makes you hungry. And I focus this on the center points of my face. Somehow with all the heat lately, I mean the heat that's on inside, my skin has been a little bit more dewy. So I like a pore filling primer now more than a hydrating one. And I feel like this is a good base for makeup. I mean, come on, the packaging. It's beautiful. Then for foundation, I think we're going to use my classic favorite, which is the Le Teint Ultra from Chanel. I have the shade Teint Beige, and I'm just going to use my usual brush for this and apply a nice amount all over my face. I usually use about 2 pumps of this. It's a little bit more thicker, so 1 pump doesn't do it for me. It's actually a little bit dark for me right now, but this is their lightest shade. That's a little bit too bad. It's okay, once I add concealer it won't be too dark, and I mean it's not that bad. It's just a tad too dark for me. For concealer we're going into my Too Faced Born This Way, which I have in the shade Cloud. And we're just going to lighten up the usual places. So I like to highlight the center points of my face. And then I also like to correct underneath the eyes. And something I've been trying to do is to let this sit for a little while. So because if you let your concealer sit and dry up a little bit, then it'll be a lot thicker and it will not blend out so much into the rest of your foundation. I often find, and it could be because I use the same brush as I use for my foundation, but when I blend out my concealer too early, it almost becomes the same color as my skin was before. So not even the foundation color, but it takes off the foundation underneath a little bit. So I like to wait for quite a lot of time, and then I start by blending out the center points, and then I end by blending out the concealer underneath my eyes, so there's a lot more coverage there. Now it doesn't spread out as far, so in the past I could spread it out till here, and that's not the point. The point is to only highlight the part of my face that comes forward. So now I have a natural contour. You just have to wait for a couple of minutes, and that's kind of boring. I feel like the concealer also looks a lot smoother like this. Oh, this is not a clean brush. When I've done my eyes first, it's always a little bit of a hassle to blend out concealer right underneath the eyes. So I like to take this clean eyeshadow brush, which has a little bit of an angle, and then press down the foundation or the concealer right underneath the eye. See, that works out fine. So because I really want this locked in today, I don't want any stickiness. I'm going to use a loose powder. That will be my Too Faced Born This Way loose powder. But because this is a little bit too dark for the highlighted parts of my face, I like to also go in with this Guerlain powder, which is very white. And also this one I've been using a lot lately. So I've hit Giant Pan in it. And I use this to press down the concealer mainly underneath my eyes and on my nose. This is the pressed Météorites powder. So the ones that usually come in the little pearls. This is the pressed version. And I'm really just trying to use this up because I have other powders that are similar, but I do really like this one. And then for the rest of my face, I'm using the Born This Way powder by Too Faced. And I really do love this powder. I wish it was a little bit lighter. I have the same problem with the Becca powder. You know, the cooling one. Okay, what's next? I think I'm going to use a little bit less subtle bronzer, but a little bit more cool toned maybe. So I think I'm going for the bronzer that's in the Hourglass palette from last year. 2 years ago right now. So I like to take this angled big brush and just sort of bronzer my face. This is a little bit too dark for me, but it is a very beautiful color because it's not too orange. So I feel like I can use it. So for blush, let's go into the Cinnamon Bear palette because I usually don't use this blush as blush. I'm taking my mermaid brush. Oh right, it was very pigmented, I forgot. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. Don't worry, I forgot. This happens all the time when I use Too Faced face products that are in eyeshadow palettes. I forget how pigmented they are. Oh god. So I think I'm going to use a finishing powder today that will cover this up just a little bit. But I have to say, I don't hate this. I know my boyfriend is going to hate this, but that's okay. There's a little bit of shimmer in this. I don't know if you can see it. So this could actually double as a highlighter. But I think I am going to add a little bit of highlighter. For highlighter, I'm going into my Guerlain... what is this? Oh, this is also the Météorites Pearl Dust palette. I'm going into the pink shade over there. This also helps tone down the blush a little bit. I think it's okay. I kind of like it now. And then I'm putting a little bit on the tip of my nose and on the up part of the bridge of my nose. I'm lately trying to contour a little bit around my nose because I have this sort of big shaped nose. And I'm trying to emphasize it a little bit. So I'm trying not to put highlight in the middle part. Just above and below. I don't know, just trying something new. Okay, maybe it's still a little bit too much. I'm going in with a buffer brush and I'm going to take a little bit of the lightest shade of the finishing powder in the Hourglass palette, and I'm going to buff around the edges where I think I went a little bit too low. See how much better it is? Oh, this is beautiful. I'm also putting it on my forehead. I'm just going to buff out everything now. So that's it for the face. I'm going to take my MAC Prep and Prime in Pink Light. This one. And then of course, as promised, we're going to add a fun lip. Let's see if I have something on hand. I have this little box which I got for Christmas. And I keep my most used lipsticks in here. Maybe this one? Or is it too dark? I think this could be kind of pretty. This is from Lancôme, it's their liquid lipstick. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. And it's in the shade, oh this is tiny, 492. Oh, I don't think there's a name, it's just 492. And I think this is what we're going to use. So this is not the most opaque liquid lipstick. I would probably advise to put a lip liner underneath and cover your whole lips with that. I'm just going to add a little bit more. It is kind of nice. Just took this look to a whole nother level. Okay, that's it. This is my finished look. Could be fun for any night out, but definitely a Valentine's Day night out. I don't know, I like this. I like this a lot. It's a lot less sweet than what I was going for. And I actually kind of like that. So, if you like this video, please remember to subscribe or like or comment. And I would love to see you in the next one. Bye!